Guess what the fuck ironic shit just happened today? Welcome to the sit down. Today we're talking about storage solutions, and I introed this video and then I ran out of space. So, hello, welcome. How you guys doing? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I know you did. Why would you not? That would be rude. Today we're going to talk about storage solutions okay. There's a couple of things that I feel like I should get out of the way here. I am not going to at any point be talking about a massive storage solution. So I'm not going to talk about anything I think the most storage I'm going to talk about it once today is probably 10 terabytes. So if you're looking for massive storage solutions, hundreds of terabytes, go watch an MKBHD setup tour or a Casey Neistat setup tour. They've got really good solutions and they kind of walk through it. Actually, go watch MKBHD's setup tour of Casey Neistat's office. I think if you skip halfway through. Anyway, there's a lot of really easy ways to go about storing mass amounts of footage. But it's a lot harder before that. It gets really easy when you buy a lot of storage space. You can just kind of organize things willy-nilly and it never matters again. But before you make a big investment into storage, it's a problem. I keep everything I shoot for the most part. I keep most of my photos raw, cropped, and edited, which is getting to be a pain. And I only started shooting photos more recently, so that's not really a big it's not really a big folder right now. But what is a big folder is my all footage folder. It's broken down by year, month, day, and then camera, depending on what I was using it for at the time. And that has been a really good solution for me. That has, the day, month, year, it works. It's tried and true. I have recently been running into walls with it, and that's what this kind of video is really made on the back of. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm going to do with drone clips, just because drone and B-roll for me are kind of the same thing, because you don't ever use drone as you can use it for A-roll, i.e. establishing shots, but you're never going to have audio of you talking over it unless it's part of a B-roll sequence, in an actual video. So essentially, most drone shots are B-roll. And so I'm going to organize them in such a way. Same thing as my day, month, year, so that it is organized to that perspective. Oh yeah, when did I go to Sag Harbor and get that shot? Oh yeah, that was, Labor Day weekend. Okay, so I can go back and find that. But it's difficult if you don't remember that it was Labor Day weekend, right? And you won't have it tagged as Sag Harbor because you probably didn't do that. That is the wall I've been running into recently. I've been making a lot of videos in batch, a lot of videos at once, and it's very difficult to find all the files that you need. They oftentimes aren't organized correctly, and a lot of times if you keep footage the way that I do, you'll find yourself needing to dump off a lot of footage at once, as from things like just happened, or from things. Excuse me, tripping over my words here, but what just happened where my SD card was full. There's undoubtedly footage on this SD card, or the SD card that's in my room on my laptop now. There's undoubtedly footage on it that I don't need right now, that's on there right now, and just caused me to have a glitch in my filming process. So there are steps that you should be taking that I am not even taking. So I would recommend just cleaning your cards after every shoot, but that's really difficult to do, especially when you have a lot of cards. Now for client work, it's different because they're gonna clean them after your shoot because you need to get all those files. But I mean, also because it makes you look better the more files you have for a client shoot. So yeah, it was. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna actually do a total break in the middle of it. I just want to talk about something real quick because I don't think he'll ever see this. One of the first times I had done an independent shoot, that I went and acquired footage and was gonna edit it later. The guy showed up at the event and then was like, "Yo, let me see what your footage is. And then like literally copied my footage off my SD card onto his laptop so that he could poke through my RAWs while I edited the footage just to see if I was like good. It freaked me out so much. I was like, what is going on? And then like, he sent me a text later that was like, wow, hey. But like, it still like freaked me out. I was like, why are you doing this? It doesn't seem professional. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to like, if, I made a Worth It Wednesday about it. I don't know if it's out yet, but we talked about raw footage. And you know, if you have the money to invest in getting bigger hard drives and getting bigger SD cards and things like that, shooting raw is definitely worth it. But when you shoot raw and you have the money to invest in getting bigger SD cards and things, you've got to get more hard drives. And the more hard drives you've got to get solutions so that they're all wired at the same time. And then you wind up running into setups like Casey Neistat's. It's a quick tumble, honestly, to go from, oh, I've got one external, that's 1 terabyte, that's so much space, to being like, I have 8 terabytes and I need more. And for me, that only took about a year, honestly. But I went from, I never needed a terabyte even of 500 gigabytes on my computer, or 750 was enough for a really, really, really long time. Because I wasn't shooting raw, and like I only kept the final versions of every video. And so, you know, if you're not looking to keep a ton of content, then, or a ton of your raws, then maybe don't invest in things like terabyte hard drives and you know, I think I titled this video about storage solutions, and I'm kind of just whining about storage the whole video. So I guess I'll give you guys some like actual practical advice. As far as like which drives I've had good success with, look, LaCie drives crash on me. I don't know if it's just me, but they fucking crash on me. I have had a client LaCie drive crash out on me. I've had a friend's LaCie drive crash out on me. They are not reliable, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I know you all use them and love them. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I hate them. They are so nice. They're so handy, and they're like the GorillaPod. You get so used to them, and then when they break and all your footage is on there, because I think Peter McKinnon made a video about this where he was like, this is meant to be like a portable drive, so you can take stuff from one place to another, and then you edit a project off of it, and then you dump files onto it, and it becomes your main drive. That is totally how LaCie drives work. I have a G-Tech drive, a G drive. G-Tech. I had one of their bigger drives, their desktop drives, when we worked at, or when I was at PhoneWagon. I had a drive there that I called the Wagon drive. That was, I think either 6 or 4 terabytes. And maybe it was 3. I don't know. It's over 2, under 10. That's all that really matters. And then we had a portable LaCie drive, and that LaCie drive had a lot of footage on it, and it crashed one day. And you know, like granted, like Ryan's, like, I mean, there's not much you can do, but like, yeah, I mean, I guess you could send it off or whatever, but it was a really shitty day. And so G-Tech, I went into like their ratings, and G-Tech, if I remember correctly, will repair your drive. So like if it gets fucked up within the warranty window. So, and LaCie wouldn't. They were like, eh. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna make the investment into a portable G-Tech drive. The portable G-Tech drive and the actual, like the bigger desktop drive, are phenomenal products. I have never had an issue with connection. I've never had, as long as you use the G-Tech cord. If you use other cords, they don't work. They really like, sorry, just totally like burped, but they don't work very well. But if you use the actual G-Tech cord, the G-Drive cord, they are beautiful, beautiful product. And they work so well. Their transfer speeds are so good. So I would highly recommend over anything, even if you're going to make the argument of that you want a rugged drive, I have the G-Tech Rugged, which I think is $70 more expensive than the LaCie, and it's worth every penny. It's worth every penny. Yeah, I think aside from that, a good storage. I have something that I don't use as much as I probably should that is actually really handy, so I'll talk about it for a second. I have a SanDisk wireless, it lets me drop files from like a GoPro or something to this stick on the go. So it's really nice, like 64 gigabytes, I think. So I'd have a 64 gigabyte card in my GoPro, and then I would have that. And so I would shoot a bunch of time lapses and all that kind of stuff. And so I kind of had 124 gigs of space to play with for vlogs. And then you can charge the GoPro like in the car, like out of the car charger. So it's like, it's really, really nice to be able to do that kind of thing, or if you just bring extra batteries if you have a bigger GoPro than I did. But it's really, really cool to be able to just Wi-Fi drop to a little, I don't think I have it on me. I don't even think I have B-roll of it to show you, but it's like a SanDisk 64 gigabyte wireless. It's a flash, it's a literal flash drive. It's stupid useful. Like I mean, it was super, super handy back in the day, a year ago. But I don't use it as much as I probably should now. It's kind of pricey if I remember correctly, but it was really, really worth it at the time. And it's a lifesaver. It's like super nice to have 64 gigabytes, especially because all of these cameras that I have and all of the stuff now is, you know, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, so I can pretty much drop anything to it now if I were to keep it with me. I just neglect to. I think that's it. I think these videos are super funny to me because I really try to go hard with like the B-roll and stuff for Worth It Wednesdays and the and like Espresso, but it's these videos are supposed to be really raw because they're supposed to go into audio versions as well. So that I'm not trying not to rely on like any B-roll, any cuts. This is supposed to be really just kind of me talking, which I hope it is. It'd be weird if it wasn't. But yeah, so it's interesting to me because I am like, I don't know. I think it's kind of done. Think I'm out of ideas. And that's all I got right now. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, drop it a like. If you didn't, drop it a favorite. If you are on the podcast app, give it 5 stars or share it with 6 puppies. I don't know what you do on podcast apps. I just listen to Dear Hank and John. That's all I do. It's my only podcast right now. That and Marketing School with Neil Patel and Eric Sue. But I watch like the video version of that. I don't like the video version of that is literally a picture with the audio track under it, but that's for some reason where I watch it. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that's probably pretty good. If you guys have any other questions about storage, oh, actually I will say anything I use is either, I have a Passport drive that Craig Adams gave me, but aside from that, that's like 5 terabytes or something, but aside from that, everything I use is either G-Tech or SanDisk. So, I mean, that was a gift. So, I mean, like, thanks, dude, it was dope. But everything I use is SanDisk. So, I have a kit, as always, linked. So, if you guys want to go see exactly what thing I use and then click over and, like, go to Amazon and buy all of it, you can. It's always linked in the description down below as well. So, that is always there. But, yeah, so if you guys want to go snoop on my actual storage solutions, you can. I think, okay, that's it. We're good now. All right, peace out.